another word problem. Let's solve this. Lisa prepared 2 2/3 bilaos of rice cakes for their barangay's frontliners. She gave 1 1/4 bilaos of rice cakes to the policemen in the checkpoint, and she's planning to give the remaining rice cakes to other volunteers in their barangay hall. What part of rice cakes were left for other volunteers? What is asked? The part of rice cakes left for the other volunteers. What are the given? 2 2/3 bilaos, 1 1/4 bilaos. What is the operation to be used? Subtraction. What is the number sentence? 2 2/3 minus 1 1/4 equals n. Let's solve. In subtracting fractions, we have 4 steps. Step 1, align the fractions and compare the denominators. 2 2/3 minus 1 1/4. They are similar fractions. Let's proceed to step 2. If the fractions are dissimilar fractions, find the least common denominator, or LCD. Rename the given as similar fractions. Their denominators are 4 and 3. The LCD is 12. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times 1 is 3. So, 2 2/3 is equal to 2 8/12. 1 1/4 is equal to 1 3/12. Step 3, subtract the whole numbers. Subtract the numerator and copy the common denominator. 2 minus 1 equals 1. 8 minus 3 equals 5. Copy the denominator 12. The answer is 1 5/12. Step 4. Simplify whenever possible. The answer is already in its simplest form. The answer is 1 5/12 bilaos of rice cake. Let's have another example. 12 1/2 minus 1 3/4. Step 1. Align the fractions and compare the denominators. 12 1/2 minus 1 3/4. They are dissimilar fractions. Step 2. If the fractions are dissimilar fractions, find the least common denominator, or LCD. Rename the given as similar fraction. The denominators are 2 and 4. Their LCD is 4. 4 divided by 2 times 1 is 2. So, 12 1/2 will be 12 2/4. Since 1 3/4 has 4 as denominator, it will remain the same. Step 3. Subtract the whole numbers. Subtract the numerator and copy the common denominator. We notice that 2 is less than 3, so we need to regroup. When we regroup, we will take one whole from a whole number. We will get 1 from 12 and it will be 11. We add 1 whole to the fraction. 1 plus 2/4 is equal to 4/4 plus 2/4, and that is equal to 6/4. 11 minus 1 equals 10. 6 minus 3 equals 3. Copy the denominator 4. The answer is 10 3/4. Step 4. Simplify whenever possible. 10 3/4 is already in simplest form. Before I give you an activity, let me ask you a question. What are the steps in adding and subtracting fractions and mixed fractions with and without regrouping? In adding fractions and mixed numbers, step 1, align the fractions and compare the denominators. If the fractions are dissimilar fractions, find the least common denominator, or LCD. Rename the given as similar fractions. Step 3, add the whole numbers and then the numerator and copy the common denominator. Step 4, simplify whenever possible. In subtracting fractions and mixed numbers, We have step 1, align the fractions and compare the denominators. Step 2, if the fractions are dissimilar fractions, find the least common denominator. Rename given as similar fractions. Step 3, subtract the whole numbers. Subtract the numerator and copy the common denominator. Step 4, simplify whenever possible. Now it's your turn. I hope you have your paper and pencil with you. We have here 5 items. Perform the indicated operations. Number 1, 5 and 2/3 plus 4 and 1/3. Number 2, 2 and 3/5 plus 3/10. Number 3, 9 and 5/12 minus 4/12. Number 4, 7 and 5/10 minus 3/4. Number 5, 12 and 1/10 minus 3/4. Let's check your work. Number 1, 5 and 2/3 plus 4 and 1/3 is equal to 10. Number 2, 2 and 3/5 plus 3/10 is equal to 2 and 9/10. Number 3, 9 and 5/12 minus 4/12 is equal to 9 and 1/12. Number 4, 7 and 5/10 minus 3/4 is equal to 6 and 3/4. And number 5, 12 and 1/10 minus 3 and 3/4 is equal to 8 and 7/20. And that ends our lesson. Again, this is Diane Cabiltes of JP Melencio Memorial Elementary School. Good day and see you.